Alicia and I'll be reading The Circus of Dreams. Opening my cabin door, the white stage light washed over me, my acrobatics outfit sparkling like thousands of fireflies. In normal circuses, when you step onto the stage, the dry ice settles just above the floor, creating a hovering layer of dusty mist, with fairy lights like stars enchanting the happy families. But not this one. They took me in at a young age. I had nowhere to go, nowhere to live. Just a kid, almost a teenager, vulnerable. I looked up at the clock just as it struck 6 p.m., walking over to the cold, tall gates wrapped in iron. I can't escape, but you can. Make the choice to enter or live the rest of your life. This used to be a happy place, but not anymore. It is filled with sadness and depression. Why? That's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you some other day. But if you want the short answer, I would say the clock. Let me tell you more. The clock never tells the wrong time, always chimes at the hour, but yet no one can read it. I've walked past this clock multiple times and have seen fellow workers reading the clock. Or were they? Their eyes went thin like tigers. Color faded from their faces like waves leaving the shore. Even when I look at the white hands turning, a shiver runs down my spine like electricity. My heart skips a beat. But yesterday, something happened. I don't know why, but I thought I could hear voices, whispering and calling my name. I leant forward and pressed my ear so I could listen. You see, the clock was made to show how happy all of the performers were. Fake statues pose as if welcoming people in. On that day, I noticed one of the dancers is me. As my brain started to take in the information, the clock was chiming repetitively. Dong, dong, dong. The world shook as if it had been swept up in an earthquake. The sun was starting to set, and fading over it, the glittery navy blue sky scattered with stars dancing on top. Fear struck my heart. I felt like one of the arms on the clock, spinning endlessly. But all of a sudden, it stopped. My bare feet no longer getting pricked on the sharp concrete rocks on the ground. My hand and body still. No, not still. Frozen. Help! Help! My voice sounded so far away. I felt as fragile as glass. Slowly, something passed in front of my eyes like a bird swooping on me. Something black. My sight remained direct. I couldn't see out of my peripheral vision. A strange black arrow like a flat stick flashed in front of me. The next minute, the same thing happened. Again, and again, and again. Suddenly, I realized I could see all the things the clock was behind at a height. I realized that those arrows were hands. Clock hands. Panic made a hole in my heart. Somehow, I was stuck in the clock. Then finally, something let me look down and showed me some mysterious writing. If another unfortunate soul dares to touch this clock as you did the same, you shall be freed. I had found a way out, but was I to sacrifice someone else's life for mine? The first light of dawn broke through the glass, stained with mist from the cold dew. It was only a night since I had been enclosed in this marble prison. I had figured out a plan. Even though there was nothing I could do to stop people from touching this prison and making the same mistake I did, I could try. The stone around me started glowing in a warm, peachy crimson. The sun enlarged at the horizon like a painting, and the evening sky started to engulf over it. After a long day of attempting to keep people away from the clock, like making the clock chime loudly to scare them away, I was worn as a rag. I had given up. Even though I had succeeded in keeping people away from the clock, I ached to be set back to life. Even though it was out of my own will that I scared these people off, the greedy part of me wanted to be rescued too. Suddenly, after thinking these thoughts, a sign appeared, reading, "Because you have shown kindness to the other workers and visitors, and have made them more important than yourself, you are now free." I had never been happy in my life. I felt the same feeling I had entering the clock, but this time, instead of being filled with fear, I was filled with relief. I was standing outside of the circus, the dawn breaking once again, showering the flowers in warm golden light. The grass tickled my feet and legs, my hair blew in the warm wind, and the sun shone into my eyes. I wanted to remember this moment forever. And I was almost sad about leaving the circus. I took my luggage in my hand and turned to take one last look at the circus. But as I turned, there was nothing left. I smiled to myself and started walking the first steps into my new life.